So the first thing we
Early morning?
Early morning, yes. Actually, no. So here's what happened in the morning. Dun, dun, dun. So we got up intending to go to extra morning, early morning hours. I forget what it's called. Extra
magic hours?
Extra magic hours, thank you. So I can't verbalize right now. So we got up early, intending to do that. But I wanted to have fast passes for the day, and I was trying to hook up my tickets to the fast pass application on my phone. It wasn't working, and it was actually saying that the ticket was invalid. So I was like, wah wah, I'm going to the lobby to make sure this ticket is not invalid before we get to the park, right? So I go to the lobby and we see our cast member, the one that's been taking care of us, and she says, hi, you know, very sweet. And I said, hey, can you help me hook up my ticket with my...
Can you hook me up?
Can you help me hook up my ticket with the Fast Pass app? Yeah, and it's not called Fast Pass, is it?
I don't know.
Oh, Max Pass.
Max Pass?
Max Pass is what they call it, right.
Is that just Disneyland, or is that the new name for it?
It's the new name for the application on your phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we always let you handle all of that.
Yeah. So they still have the regular Fast Passes, which we did utilize a few times, the paper ones. But they also have this new app called the Max Pass, and it was not working. So we went to her, and she actually took a really long time. So our extra magic hour was getting sucked out the window, which really sucked. But she came back, and I think she knew. I guess they kind of know in their heads that that's happening. So she was like, I'm sorry, it's actually just the application that's down. And like we're like 45 minutes into our extra magic hour, and she said, but we'll give you a $50. I put a $50 credit on your hotel room, so if you're gonna go to eat anywhere or purchase anything, just charge it to your room and you'll have $50 credit. And I was like, wow, well, that's really, really sweet
that's
of you.
Really nice.
That was very nice. So they did that, and that was really awesome. And but she didn't fix anything. She couldn't fix anything because the application was not working.
Right.
She did verify that the tickets that we had were good. So that's really what I wanted to make sure about.
So basically you didn't have fast passes then that day?
We did, because once we got in the park, well, first, when we got in the park, we verified with somebody that it was an application that was messed up. That woman had told us to go to the services area at the front of the park and to see if they could fix it for us. But right when we got into the park, the man there was standing outside saying, the app's not working, the app's not working, so just hold on. And so we just waited like about an hour after we were in the park, which is about how long it took us to get through Main Street, because we were just enjoying Main Street. Yeah. And then we checked the app and it was fine. So I hooked it up and purchased the Max Pass and everything. So we're good to go from there on.
Cool.
But let's go back to walking through the downtown Disney area to Disneyland.
Oh, okay.
So you get out of the Disneyland Hotel and you go through security now to get into the into the
downtown
Disney area, right? Security, for the most part, is awful. I will tell you guys to be prepared.
I think I've heard that, yeah.
They're really mean. Okay, so I can't say that. The first day that we went through security, because we were only there for a day and a half. The first day we went through security, there was a super nice man who was just really excited that we were there on our first visit. So, okay, there were a couple of people who noticed the first visit thing, but it wasn't like the whole happy birthday, you know what I mean? But he was really nice security guard, and he was like so excited for us and everything. The next time that we went through security, I mean, they were just horrible. Wow. I mean, super rude to my mom, who's like 70.
That's
I mean, can you not talk to my mom that way?
Yeah.
I will jump over this thing and punch you.
Watch out, or I'll take you apart. We'd like to see you try it.
And anyway, I'll get to that. But so we went through security. It was really nice this first day, and we started walking through downtown Disney, and we started looking at all the shops. My mom loves Starbucks, so we made sure that we got her some coffee, because she functions only with coffee, and a pumpkin bread. She loves the pumpkin bread loaf. So we enjoyed some Starbucks, and we looked around at some of the shops, and then we headed towards the park. Seeing Disneyland and California Adventure, it was so odd for me, because I was not expecting to see Disneyland and then California Adventure. And it makes me wonder how it used to be in the 50s. You know, like, obviously they didn't have downtown Disney in the 50s, so I guess people were just driving up to that area or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and these parking lots.
Oh, yeah, because we've seen the footage of opening day, and it was just trams that were taking people up there, right? And parking lots like right there.
Well, this is really the theme symbol of the whole Disneyland, and the thing nearest and dearest to Walt Disney's heart. Out this way, there's a heliport. And actually, helicopters land there with passengers from the international airport. Then on around, you see the tremendous parking lot where 12,000 cars can be parked. 24,000 if they pave over the first 12,000 and then park at others on top of them. Of course, that's a little the hard way. On the perimeter, out where those orange groves are, which surround this place completely, and this place was an orange grove itself a year ago, there are 5 motor hotels going up. And coming in the gate are all kinds of families. Hey, Danny Thomas! Hey, how are you? That's Danny and his gang and representatives of the press. Thousands are coming in. They're going through the magic tunnel on foot because no car can enter here. And like Alice in Wonderland, as you go on through that tunnel past the Disneyland Santa Fe, you find yourself in a bygone time. Another world. The clock has turned back a half a century, and you're in the main square of a small American town, the year 1900.
Even in Florida, you know, we always drove, so we always had to use all those parking lots and trams and all that stuff.
So, but like you walk up to it, and I just saw Disneyland, and I was like, oh, it was so pretty. The colors are not like Disney World. Disney World are very like blues and silvers and stuff. Yeah. Disneyland, it's very pink and like 50s-ish. It's very, it's so pretty.
Wow.
And they are right with what they say about the size being smaller, but I almost didn't notice it.
Really?
And that's so weird because everybody notices it, but I really, it felt better to me. It felt more intimate, and like, and this goes throughout the whole park. And I'm tearing up now because I'm remembering how amazing it was. But it's like, it's more intimate and there's less room, so they're able to put details on everything. You know what I mean? Like, where Disney World is very, and I keep saying it, Magic Kingdom is very corporate. It's still beautiful and gorgeous and almost a copy of it, but it's missing, that's what it is. It is a copy of it.
Enlarged.
It's an imitation, copy. Yeah. And you can feel that once you go to Disneyland. And the music they play on Main Street sounds more authentic, and maybe that's just in my head, I don't know. But the street performers, I mean, we walked right in and there were, I think, there was a band playing on the side in front of Lincoln, the Lincoln attraction.
That alone, like, amazes me that's like the first thing when you go into the park is Lincoln over there, because you know, I'm used to like Hall of Presidents is way over, you know, near Frontier in Liberty Square area.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean,
it's like way over there.
It is. It's nuts, and it's so cool that they kept that there. They cherished that. You know what I mean? And then we walked in. I think we actually walked. I don't remember what side we walked in from. We walked in from this side.
You didn't go in from the entrance?
We went in from the entrance, but there's two entrances. You know what I mean? Technically.
Well, I was in my head thinking of how, like, the Halloween party, you kind of go in from the side.
Yeah.
Instead of the front.
Oh, no. We were able to go through Main Street.
But that's in Florida. You know?
And it was really nice in the morning because there were hardly any people there. And we even missed that extra magic hour, but it was still very light. And the first thing Mom and I did was we just looked around and we were just amazed by everything. And we kind of looked around at the first few stores on this side, and it was like the Emporium area. And the windows, the shop windows, they're the animated ones. They're so intricate and so awesome, and I don't remember them being that intricate at Disney World, but each one of them has a little scene. That was so cool to watch.
There's movement and everything, they change and everything.
Yeah, and they change scenes, and there was this big announcement at 9 o'clock, because we got there right before 9, and we were just looking around, and it was a big announcement that said welcome to Disneyland and all this stuff. And what I loved is that they didn't have a stage show, they didn't have a welcome show, and I loved that. There wasn't...
We always love what they've stopped doing, which is the opening thing.
I kind of loved
where the train pulls up and the characters come out and do a little...
I do like that. That was...
Which they don't do now, they just stopped.
Yeah.
But we loved it when we would get there in time at Disney World. But, I only remember seeing that maybe once right there, and then another time we saw it from like the monorail.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really liked it. But so they
don't have any show, not that I saw, I'm pretty sure there was no show. But when we walked into the first store, they, and I don't know if they have this in the Emporium at Disney World, but they had like, up above on the ceiling, they had like an area where they had like mannequins positioned, like sewing and stuff, and it was really old school, like super, like everything you could tell was made in the 50s. It was awesome. I just loved it, and I loved the 50s, so it was just, it was amazing. And I loved the castle. Everybody always complains about how the castle is so small. I loved it. It was like, I don't want to say miniature golf, but it was it was really, really awesome. One of my I loved that they did not have a stage in front of the castle. I absolutely loved that. You could actually walk onto the drawbridge, and I mean, there wasn't a stage there, and it was so nice. It was wonderful, and that just made me so happy. Like, they didn't make everything tacky, you know what I mean? Or like really showy or anything. It was just like this awesome park, you know, that you could go to.
I'm trying to remember I know you can walk under the castle, and you know.
Yeah, maybe they lifted it up or something, I don't know.
But I don't remember where the stages are located, that stage that's in front.
There's no, like, we didn't see a stage show. Now, maybe something happened while we weren't in that area, but I'm not sure. We pretty much missed every parade and everything. But it was Pixar themed, and I have to say that I did not want my first visit to be focused on Pixar.
It's like killing the old school, totally.
Yeah, totally.
But like they decked out, right? Like Main Street and everything is decked out.
But it wasn't. It wasn't like in your face like Pixar characters, you know what I mean? Like they just.
But the colors and everything are very primary color.
But they cleverly kind of disguised it in like I didn't notice it as much. I'm glad that I missed the parades and all of that. I'm glad that I missed it.
We were just saying, like I was saying, because I was watching a video and on YouTube, and I was saying they really don't need to have a celebration every year.
I know.
Because it's taking away from the beauty of the parks. And this goes for Florida too. It's like it's making them gaudy. And it's making that corporate look.
Right.
It's like, look at this and look at this. This is like, we're celebrating this year. And so we're sticking up all these banners and character faces and having these like pop music floats that come out and people dance, and it's really annoying and
it's really sickening.
Unattractive. You know, it just is killing the nostalgic part of it, and it's killing just the park atmosphere and turning it into like Six Flags atmosphere, you know, where it's like, that's for a park where it doesn't have beauty and it needs to distract you from that.
Absolutely,
you know? You don't need that at Disney parks. I'm not saying don't ever have these celebrations, but I remember the first time we went when they were having a celebration, and it was like, maybe it wasn't the first time, but I know we went one time and they had made the entire castle into a birthday cake. It was this big pink birthday cake in Florida. I'm talking
they
about
left
Florida.
that for years.
I'm sure it was just 1 year, but I mean, it was just ugly, and it's not what we're going for, you know? You're going for the classic look, and nobody wants, for some people, it's their only trip to Disney World, and they don't want the castle to be a big birthday cake.
Yeah,
you know what
exactly.
I mean, it's interesting, and it's great probably for the people who live nearby, but sometimes I feel like they do way too much for the people who live nearby, because that can't be the bulk of the people that are going to the parks.
Well, it is in Disneyland, it is.
Maybe it is in Disneyland, California, but even if I live nearby, I don't think I would like that.
Let's just talk about that for a second.
All that gaudy.
I mean, spending a few hours in there, you immediately notice a difference in the people who are there. And this is nobody's fault. It's like just how it is in Disneyland. It feels so much better.
More casual type.
More casual. People are not rushing to get to places, so you don't see a lot of strollers running into people.
Yeah, and making people are not angry at each other.
People are not pushing. Children are not screaming. parents are not screaming at their children who are screaming.
Big problem in Florida, you know. Yeah.
The cast members are happy. And I mean, usually the cast members are happy in Disney World, but they were nicer somehow. It was just more casual and more enjoyable, and people would stop and talk to you. Like, and I know that they do that in Disney World too, but it was, you're a little more, you're kind of weary to talk to people in Disney World, and I don't know why, but you kind of are, because you don't know who they are. And it's the same way in Disneyland, but you feel more comfortable in Disneyland, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but...
And then like the characters, right? It's like,
yeah,
whenever I watch videos of Disneyland, the characters, it's like this casual interaction with like everybody and playing, you know, Peter Pan is playing with people, you know, and Alice and Hatter and...
I mean, we walked into Fantasyland and I was waiting like in line for a ride, which was like a 5-minute wait, but I turned around and there was Peter Pan hanging out with a kid, and they were just like jumping around.
Just casually, yeah. It looks
really cool.
amazing. And like over in Florida, any character, it's like a very strict line situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unpleasant, long lines, and you know.
But I think the best part about it is, well, I mean, one of the best parts about it is the fact that the people are just so much, they're just relaxed, it feels like. And at Disney World, you have a lot of visitors from different countries, and you've got, which is great. I mean, it's good,
but very noisy and very crowded.
Different cultures and
because of that, you know.
Right, and everybody's so rushed because they want to have the best trip possible and get the most for their money, and it's like a once-in-a-lifetime trip, you know what I mean? So everybody's like rushing over here, rushing their strollers over here, or like running people down to get over here, you know what I mean? And you do not have that.
The thing about the visitors from the other countries, they're usually large groups.
Yeah.
And then they'll get in line right before you get in line, and it'll just be a huge group of people line right in front of you.
The only thing,
usually like they do those cheers and stuff, which, you know, this has been discussed like on the Diz and stuff. You know?
The only thing that we noticed a little bit of that, we got a little bit of that taste, was because we had Senior Day on the second day that we went, so there were groups of seniors.
Yeah, I can see how that'd be very similar.
Even then, it wasn't as bad. But I think for me, the annoying part is like the rushing, and that happens a lot at Disney World.
For me, it's just all the aggravated parents.
I swear,
it's like, if you're not gonna have fun on this trip, don't take this trip.
I swear I did not see one aggravated parent. I saw one child have a meltdown, just one. Yeah. And at Disney World, it's like one in every corner.
It's not just one in every corner, it's like my theory, everybody who goes in a group, I mean, maybe not couples, you know?
Yeah.
But like, if you're in a group of more than 2 people, somebody at some point on your trip is gonna have a meltdown. That's what I think.
True.
And it's, you know, tired and stuff like that, but
you know what, I think it's also less a chance of having a meltdown in Disneyland because everything is closer together. You're not walking so far to get to every place. It's very nice. It creates a really relaxed mood. Yeah. So we walked through the castle, which was beautiful, and like I said, we enjoyed Main Street, but we didn't enjoy...
Main Street had like the classic places, right? That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention, Main Street did have the classic places.
Like a magic shop and things like that. The magic
shop, the ice cream parlor, which we visited later on that night.
The Penny Arcade.
The Penny Arcade.
Which I don't know if we still have one in Florida.
It still had the little machines to like put in a coin or something.
And watch movie, like whatever.
Yeah, and it's... on the other side of the street, there was actually, I don't remember what restaurant it was, but we walked in and there was a girl, just like a visitor, she was listening in on a phone, and like you could pick up the phone and it was like a 1910 phone call. You just listen to it and like these
That's cool.
Chatty Cathy's were going at it, you know what I mean? It was really awesome. And you could sit there for like, I don't know how long and just listen to that. You know what I mean? It was really, really cool.
Yeah.
So we enjoyed a little bit of Main Street. A little bit later on in the day, we came back to Main Street and enjoyed it more. But we did take a trip on on one of the trolleys, and we'll insert a video here.
This horse's name is Alice.
We really enjoyed that trolley trip because we have always been wanting to get on one of those trolley cars. And next time when you and I go, we definitely, and Mom, we definitely need to get on that double-decker because I completely forgot that that's the vehicle that the Osmonds sang on.
Oh,
I
yeah,
have to get on that. And we have to do a little
Disneyland Showtime. Look it up on YouTube.
Yeah.
We love Disneyland Showtime.
Down on the corner, out in the street. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Come on, down on the corner, out in the street, when the poor boys are playing, bringing their gold at the beat. Yeah, down on the corner, out in the street, when the poor boys are playing, bringing their gold at the feet. Down on the corner, out in the street, when the poor boys are playing, bringing their gold at the feet. Down on the corner, out in the street, when the poor boys are playing, bringing their gold at the feet. When the poor boys are playing, bringing their gold at your feet.
Yeah, we have to do that.
There's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow, just a dream away. Well, it sounds pretty good. In fact, that's just the right spirit.